Hi everyone, I'm Dora. Let's explore AI world together. Today we are diving into the latest Veo 3 update. We will check out the new features Google promised and see if they finally fixed the issue I faced in the previous version. This update promises better character consistency and much more stable experience when using reference images. We are also testing if the annoying audio errors and video crashes are finally gone. This version also promises better lip-sync accuracy, and to be honest, this is the fix I've been waiting for the most because it was pretty hit or miss in the previous version. But let's jump right in. In Veo 3, I ran into three main problems. And the first issue I want to test is how stable the video generation is when using ingredients. Using ingredients, reference images, was already possible in the old version, but it wasn't perfect. I'm really curious to see if version 3.1 has improved. For example, when I used an images as an ingredient and tried to use add to scene function, the system would crash with a confusing something went wrong errors. And another problem with ingredients was that even with reference images, the character often changed from one video to the next. For example, look at these two clips. I used the exact same photo, but the characters looks like completely different people. And the last problem was that if I didn't describe the sound in my prompt, Veo 3 would often show the error audio generation failed, please try a different prompt or send feedback. To fix this, I had to use a little hack by adding a default audio description like generate a simple, natural audio track. And I want to know, does the new version work without these tricks? Let's take my old prompt and compare the results. I'm going to use it in Veo 3.1 fast model. Let's add prompt and select ingredients to video. I'm adding images for the characters and the background. You can still add up to 3 ingredients, so nothing has changed there. Now we wait for a moment and… good news! The audio generation failed error seems to be fixed in this version. To be fair, Veo added some background music that wasn't in my prompt, but this is much better than getting an error. I wouldn't say the girls in the video looks exactly like the images I uploaded though. Next, let's check if add to scene work and if we can get a consistent character in the next clip. I click add to scene, which takes us to the scene builder. This is a warning that it doesn't work on mobile devices, but the web version is working now. Let's try to paste our prompt, and it worked. Now I click go to clip and nothing happens. I definitely have some questions about the Veo interface. I understand this is a breakthrough technology, but navigation like a go to clip button, it's a basic feature. We already know how to make stable, beautiful and accessible interface. So why does a good AI feel like a luxury in AI tools? For example, look at this button. I can't tell if it's disabled or not. I'm not even sure if it's a button at all or just an icon. The contrast is very low. I should probably run a lighthouse test just for fun. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. It's really funny how the model now inverts its own dialogues if you don't describe the sound in your prompts.
Oh, hey there! Come here, little one. There you are. Good puppy, good boy. You're so fluffy.
I would say the characters look more alike than they did in the previous version, if you don't mind that she suddenly changed into shorts and the background is slightly different. Well, it feels like everything is much more stable now. Veo doesn't crash with that audio error anymore, which is great. However, it adds its own music or dialogues if you don't mention them in your prompt. As for consistency, there is no magic fix just yet. You still need to be very careful with your prompts. You have to describe the backgrounds, the clothes, and all the small details to keep things looking the same. If you just rely on Veo, it will start fantasizing and changing things on its own. Well, now I want to try something else. Can we actually make a video with no sound? I'm curious if Veo 3.1 will give me a silent clip, or crash, or just add audio anyway. I'm explicitly telling the prompt not to generate any sound. Well, let's try. So, Veo completely ignored my instruction and added background music anyway. I'm really curious, is it even possible to get a video without sound in this version? Let me know in the comments if you've managed to make it work. Another thing I want to test in the new version is lip sync. In the previous version I noticed that during long monologues, anything longer than one sentence, the lip sync would just stop working. The character would stop moving their mouth even though the audio was still playing. But I have a special challenge today. I want this cute bug to be the one talking. This prompt is also interesting because the old version used get confused with the context. For example, I would describe a room with a desk, and then say a pug is sitting at the desk. The model would get confused and think there were two different desks. Let's see if the new version handles it better. To add a voiceover, you need to put the phrase you want in quotation marks. I'm also making it very clear in the prompt that the pug's mouth animation is a critical requirement.
This is my kitchen. Pugs don't use chairs. They eat standing at special tables. For breakfast, I like to fry an egg and eat cakes.
Oh, this is interesting. Veo 3.1 didn't get confused. It drew only one table. Also, the pug keeps opening its mouth for the entire monologue. So, what's the final verdict on Veo 3.1? There are three main takeaways. First of all, it's much more stable. The audio generation failed error is finally gone, and the system doesn't crash anymore when you try to use add-to-scene functionality. Lip sync is a big winner. Even for long monologues and even for talking pugs, the mouth animation keeps working and doesn't just stop like it used to. Consistency still needs work. While it's better, it's not a magic button yet. You still need to be very detailed in your prompts to keep the characters and backgrounds from changing. And that's it for today's test of Veo 3.1. It's definitely a step forward, even if the interface is still a bit confusing and the model likes to hallucinate its own background music. But I want to hear from you. Have you tried the new update yet? Did you manage to get a video without any sound, or did Veo ignore you too? Let me know in the comments. If the video was helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more AI tests and updates. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye!